Okay, I'm Screwed Viper, back with my annoying chair, and playing some Ace Combat Infinity. I left off at Lost Butterfly, so I'm going to do Great Migration next, and I bought the season pass, I guess you could say, the campaign thingamajiggy. So that's pretty slick.
Let's continue where we left off. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So tensions were escalating worldwide. The wars that resulted led to an increasing number of refugees. To handle these refugees, special semi-autonomous zones were established in the EU, the Asian nations, and part of Russia.
Just waiting for your ticket
the zone founded in southern Russia was the largest of them land-wise, which allowed them to take in vast numbers of migrants. But these refugees were treated like cheap labor. Living conditions grew worse, and the region was soon home to gigantic slum areas. Anti-foreign worker demonstrations were rife across the entire zone, threatening peace and welfare in the surrounding regions. As a result, a certain company stepped in to help support the job market in the refugee zones. That company was Werner Noah Enterprises, the defense contractor giant. Once nations had to slash their military budgets after the Ulysses disaster, the private military service industry with its mercenary forces experienced a major boom. Also, thanks to the Advanced Automated Aviation Plan introducing enhanced computer numerical control to aircraft manufacture, it became a simple matter to rebuild previously existing aircraft designs. The resulting glut in available aircraft led to a new issue, a lack of pilots to control them. Hence why you now see mercenary groups cobbled together from dropout pilots. But I digress. The nations and federations overseeing the special zones welcomed Werner's support. In turn, Werner received huge parcels of land and a huge workforce to do its bidding. Soon the company expanded from its core military business into energy and space development. Their business had an enormous impact on recovery efforts around the world, and the localized conflicts began to simmer down. Now we come to today, 20 years later. The special zones have shown major economic growth under Werner's wing. But the huge weapons stockpiles stored in these zones have made them a breeding ground for armed extremist groups. These groups have formed a multinational network spread across the special zones. And more we're seeing them carry out anti-imperialist attacks in the nations surrounding EULI. This has led the UN and the world's superpowers to label them terrorists. Which brings us to... Are you awake? Sorry, you must be tired. We can pick this up another time.
Great Migration. Yeah, this game is pretty slick. I just want to say, I've been hooked on it. I got Ghost Recon Future Soldier to complete.
Following the Tokyo terror attack,
I let it go for
the UN staged emergency inspections on facilities in EULI. They didn't obtain any evidence on the new UAVs we saw, but they did discover plans for an orbital weapon. Multiple nations are apparently involved in its development. The UN calls it a violation of space treaties and a new threat to replace nuclear proliferation. They're demanding the project be halted immediately. As a result, the chief military official at Werner's been forced out of the company. But this thing isn't over yet. In fact, it's just beginning. We've spotted a large squadron of unidentified transport aircraft heading for Area B9K, an aerospace center in the West Indies, accompanied by escort craft. The center was involved with the development of the space weapon I discussed. The nature of the cargo is unknown, but once we identify the craft as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Normally, this would be a UNF or USAF job, but given how tense things have been with Latin America, the US doesn't want to pour any more oil on the fire. All in all, they preferred if the media kept their focus on the Tokyo attacks instead of this. That's why they enlisted us privateers for their dirty work. It ought to be a pretty good payday for us. We'll be having our best pilot on this op. In Arrows, if you're a top earner, you get first priority over everyone else. You want money, you want fame, then you're going to have to outdo our ace here.
Mission. Do I want to use an F-14 or an F-40 multi-role? It's class up 2. An F-16, so I got pretty well tuned up. I got that ready for freaking online is pretty good. Or this new plane that I unlocked because I played online. Yeah, I'll use that. This thing's got a freaking laser on it. Be nice if I had more shots,
Nothing
right?
like a trip to the Caribbean.
So
Good fellas, to all units. The unidentified transports and escorts are approaching the aerospace center. Once we identify them as hostile, we have permission to shoot them down. Don't let them
very
damage
basic
the
setup.
aerospace
Look at
center.
that, not much to worry about. There's
Hold
actually
out
15
on
people in
This
the
is
room.
Viper. Getting a radar blip on our 12. Good fellow to Viper. Switch to an open channel and send out a notice. Yeah, copy that. Attention unidentified
Whoa,
aircraft.
way too fast.
This is the Aero Squadron operating under independent United Nations command. Follow our guidance and change your FC radar targeting from the craft. They're bandits. I knew it!
I'm gonna take out his air support first.
Permission to engage. Alright, let's get this party started. Hey, you, Lone Arrow 4, the rookie with that stupid emblem. Here with me. I want to see what you've got. Hurry, just a few more. Those transports aren't too quick. I want you to fly right into one. Watch out, enemy launching air-to-air missile. You got a missile coming for you, Rook. Dodge it. Nicey day. Stay focused. Watch your aim. Watch out for missiles as we take out the enemy.
Alright, now I'm gonna take it to transport.
Let's get this over with.
Whoa! Slow down. He's going off there, man.
Missile away. Not too bad, rookie. More of them on our 12. Think you can keep up with me, kid?
Boom!
You know, that reverb when you got freaks me out. I thought I'd need a nicer one of them, you are.
That could have been fancier, but oh well. I mean, it could have been cleaner. It was pretty
recon
close.
data has been updated. Check your ride, rookie. Your tactical data link
Whoa.
activates when you're in close range
Oh
of an
wow, I
allied
almost hit
threat.
myself there.
It's incorporating sensor fusion technology. Got a tactical data link. Your FCS is working tandem to boost the squadron's attack zone. It'll boost your accuracy, payload speed, firepower, and a hell of a lot more. Watch your distance from the others as you proceed. Enemy transport down. One hostile transport left. You know how to use your data link.
Boom!
Enemy transport squadron destroyed. Hey, rookie! Take a look at Viper's drop! Things old enough to be in a museum. Ready for a boatload of cash for customizing it. You see that infinity mark on the side? That means he shot down so many bandits. He can't keep counting. Viper here. King, bail out. Do you copy? Seems like you got a lot of free time over there. You just got back in the air.
fancy
Don't get
plane,
yourself
huh?
shot up again. Roger that, Viper. Always know when he's
I'm Viper. He's the other Viper.
all bandits are down it. Not yet, they aren't. We got a couple stragglers.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to the next. Third enemy flight incoming. Take them all down. Right. Time to make the donuts. Missile away.
Ooh!
Five hostile craft left. See what with the snake. Be careful. They're stronger than we thought. That's
Oh.
Viper. He's a veteran mercenary ace.
Oh, when not to shoot right there.
Fire. Bravo.
That was him.
Bandit
Whoa! That was close.
Oh man, the boogie got
We
to
played the
the
first game. Yo.
All bandits offline. Great job, Lone Arrow Squadron. Time to go home.
Getting a little bit better with the controls. It took me a bit to get used to it. I'm used to that
Good fellow to Viper.
surrealistic
How'd our
shaking.
new recruit do? Reaper kid? Not bad considering. If he applies himself, I can see him becoming useful. Anyone can if they put in the time to get past their growing pains. Too bad that last guy didn't get that far. Yeah, because you pushed him too hard.
Right. One mission done. And then
Well
I'll show
done.
the fight back.
The Aerospace Center emerged unscathed.
The only thing is, they don't make that
We're
much cash.
investigating the transported
It's
cargo
consistent,
right
two
now.
grand, 2 grand every time you
For
play
now,
it.
this will remain a covert op. Now, I know you guys just went halfway around the world, but I've got more work for you. A group of 9 high-powered executives known as the Grey Men have been kidnapped in Russia.
Wow, I missed that.
We're talking elite members of the most exclusive circles of world economics and government. Meanwhile, terrorist forces have occupied a Werna military facility in the Uli in southwest Russia. We've got armed insurrections around other Werna facilities too, and we think they're connected. So, we'll be heading for Russia.
Russia. Yeah, just showing it off there. Testing it out. Alright, visa. And yeah. Well, 200 credits. Yikes. It was a beautiful plane though. Alright, so next up will be rescue mission.